Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today I want to talk a little bit about Nemesis. This is obviously a very, very popular player with a big brand, a big following, puts up crazy numbers on social media, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all of that stuff. He's played professionally before. He's had some success before, doing well in both the LEC and having some decent international results as well. And his name popped up a significant amount throughout this offseason and last offseason, and as this offseason, kind of begins to wind down, if not is almost fully over at this point, I thought it'd be interesting to see, where Nemesis stands, what happened to him this offseason, and what maybe the future has in store for him as well. But before we get into that, make sure you guys do take a second and click that subscribe button. I would appreciate it so much. Like I said before, we have like 4 or 5 weeks left in the year, which is crazy. I swear this year's been so long, but it's flown by, and it's been so short at the same time. And at the beginning of the year, one of my big goals was to get 10,000 subscribers. It's going to be close, but I think we can do it with your guys' help. So yeah, take a second, click that button. That'd be awesome. With that being said, let's get right into this. Nemesis. He has been a guy who's been popping up last offseason and this offseason. Tons of rumors, tons of speculation. Whenever a team needs a mid laner, somehow, some way, whether it's the fans, whether it's his team, whether it's him, or whether it's just, people kind of trolling and making stuff up, it seems like Nemesis' name pops up in the conversation for both LEC teams and LCS teams. But obviously at this point, it's looking like he's not going to be playing in either the LEC or the LCS. Now, is that because he turned down offers? Is that because he got no offers? Is that because he didn't get good enough offers? I don't know for sure, but we do have this clip from Jesus on a Scooter, LOL highlights and clips, the best of the best quality YouTube channel, who posted this clip that said Nemesis on if he received LEC offers. So I figure that's a pretty good place to start here, and definitely something I think, we should all see. If we haven't already. So let's see what Nemesis himself has to say about the situation, and then we'll go from there.
Neymar, did you get any LEC or LCS offers?
Nothing from LEC.
So I don't know exactly what that means, The TTS asked, did you get any LCS or LEC offers? I don't know if he heard it. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention. I don't know if he, answered it like this intentionally. But he said, not from the LEC. Does that mean that he got LCS offers? Saying not from the LEC, that seems to imply he got offers from somewhere. So then, a lot of people will be like, oh, he must have had some LCS offers. I don't necessarily think that's what he had to have meant. He could have meant he got LCS offers. He could have also meant that he got ERL offers. We're seeing the kind of money that some of these ERL teams are throwing around, for guys like Cabo, guys like Reckless, Crown Shot, some of these bigger names, especially, Crown Shot and Nemesis heavily linked together a lot of the time, friends. So it's very, very possible that Nemesis, it's possible he got an LCS offer. I wouldn't be shocked if he got some kind of LCS offer. But my first thought almost goes to ERLs when he says not LEC. But yeah, he does say that he did not receive any LEC offers.
Nothing from LEC. I mean, to be honest, it's like a lot of players are running out of spots. There's like players that are like not me, that also don't have a team because they run out of spots, or they like cost too much, or whatever bullshit reasoning people have nowadays. Money is usually never the problem. Teams do have money to pay, they don't want to. That's the difference. It's how the business works.
So I do think it's kind of weird what he says at the end there. He says teams do have money to spend, but they don't just want to, or they just don't want to. That's kind of a weird position to me. I don't know. Obviously, he's very, very involved in the situation, so I'm sure it's hard to remove himself from it. It's hard to remove emotion from it. I'm sure he's disappointed, upset, sad, mad, whatever, that he's not getting any LEC offers. I'm sure, there's a big part of him that would love to come back to the competition. He seems like a competitor. He seems like, this has been like a dream of his and a goal of his and forever, and I'm sure he misses it. But saying that the teams have the money, but they're not willing to spend it, that's kind of weird because, some of these teams do have money. Just because you have money doesn't mean you can or should spend it or whatever. And it's not necessarily even them not wanting to spend it. It's just them needing to make a good business decision, needing to get a return on investment, and needing to spend an amount of money on an asset that's going to actually return them value. So just because they have the money doesn't mean they should be throwing out massive contracts to everyone. It's not necessarily that these teams aren't willing to spend the money. It's just they aren't willing to spend the money on the wrong thing, which is what I don't think he understands the situation, that he is not, I don't think he is what he thinks he is. I don't think he is the asset, the value, the commodity. Maybe he believes he can get there, but again, the most recent version of Nemesis that we saw in 2019 Fnatic, he was on a very, very good Fnatic team, and he was not very, very good. You know, his team was better than his performance, and to an extent, I absolutely believe that he held them back, but at the least, he just kind of existed on what was a great team all around him. And yes, they did well in the LEC. Yes, they did well at Worlds and stuff, but I do still think that Nemesis was not a large contributing factor to that, and I would have loved to see another mid laner on that Fnatic team and see how Fnatic would have done, but also put Nemesis on a different team. Put Nemesis on Astralis. Put Nemesis on SK. Put Nemesis on, you know, whatever team you want. And how would he have looked? How would he have been standing out? You know, I get it. He has some like ego and whatever. He believes in himself. Like, that's awesome. That's great. I think you need that kind of mindset. And yes, he has some results and stuff to back him up. Yes, he's been to Worlds multiple times. He's done well in the LEC. But again, go watch some of those Fnatic games. Go watch, you know, some of the performances he had against good teams and, you know, not so good teams sometimes. Look at his stats from the year. Look at his laning stats. Look at his damage per minute. You know, what was he great at? What was he amazing at? Why should a team go out and spend a bunch of money on him? The one thing he does have going for him is his very, very passionate, very, very loyal fan base. You know, that is worth a crazy amount of money. And obviously he's making a crazy amount of money off of them from content creation and everything. That's awesome for him. And if he ever does make it back to the LEC, if he ever does make it back to the LCS, whatever, that is definitely going to be a very, very valuable asset for a team. But at the same time, right now, when we look around the world and guys like Jensen, you know, aren't on a team right now, and you have even guys like Jizuke, I'm probably taking over Nemesis. It's very, very hard for me to be like, yeah, Nemesis should have a spot. Now, he does make some very, very good points about how there's just not enough spots. You know, there's too many players for not enough spots. And when you can go get somebody for cheaper or even go get somebody better, you know, again, it's not like teams aren't spending money. Look at this is one of the craziest times of money being thrown around everywhere. If you're a good League of Legends player, you might be getting money at the top right now. There's crazy, crazy money being thrown around, but it's for players who are popping off. It's for players who teams think are worth taking a chance on. And again, Nemesis has not proved to be that. If he wants to come back and take a chance on himself in an ERL or a low LCS team or a low LEC team, he can take that risk. He can go for big. But just by streaming and playing solo queue and going on solo Korean boot camps, that's not going to get a top LEC team to not only give you a chance, but pay you a bunch of money to do so, because he wants a good team and a good salary. Like, when you haven't shown that you can give those top tier performances consistently, and either way, even if you believe that Nemesis was a top tier player back when he played, we're 2 years removed from that. You know, at this point, and it's like, would he even still be able to be at that level? I mean, there's people questioning if Bjergsen is going to come back and be great. So if you're not questioning if Nemesis is going to come back and even be what he used to be, that's very, very weird to me. But I do think it's very, very interesting that Nemesis obviously did not get any LEC offers. Again, we don't know if he got LCS offers. It wouldn't shock me because, again, Blue is in the LCS. You know, I'm not saying that Nemesis is bad. I'm just saying I don't think he was great, and it seems like he's trying to get a great salary and end up on a great team. But again, would I rather have him than Blue? Yes, but also like Niski's out there, and I'm not taking Nemesis over Niski. I'm not taking Nemesis over Jensen. So maybe if the LEC expands to 12 teams in the future, maybe, but it just seems like he has too good of a gig in content creation right now, and it really doesn't seem like the roster or the salary is going to pop up that he's looking for. So to me, it's just very, very hard to, you know, kind of fit these puzzle pieces together. But this was an update on Nemesis for anybody wondering what his situation was, what was going on with him, and how this offseason and maybe even the future look for him. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me, drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Do you think we're ever going to see Nemesis in the LEC or LCS again? Do you think we should see him in the LEC or LCS again? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!